All right, guys, ready for tonight's story?
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to go back in time. Not that far back, that's when I was a kid. I'm actually going to take you back from when I was still in school as a culinary student before I became a chef. Now, as I told you, your dad had a very, very big ego back then. I thought it was God's gift to the culinary world. And this man right here, well, that is Chef Anthony Damiano, who ended up becoming my first mentor. Okay? Very well renowned chef, and for some reason, he took a liking to me. He saw something in me a lot of the other chefs and teachers didn't want to. I'll admit, in school, I was very, very, what they call now cocky. I used to challenge even the teachers. I used to be like, what are you going to teach me? I've been cooking longer than you have. Like, that was, that was pretty heavy. And Chef Damiano knew he had his work cut out, but he was one of the only teachers that I knew I could not outcook. Like, it's still to this day is amazing. But he knew the reputation I had, and he knew the way I like to act sometimes in class, which was, some might see it as, well, I don't know, maybe bullying. I don't know. I just say it as being a old school culinarian. But at the end of the year, we have a thing called a practical. One of our grades, the way it comes out is we get graded on a plate, a dish that we serve to the chef. And at this time, I was pretty loud in class, and it was coming final time, and Chef Damiano decided that it was time to humble me. So when you humble somebody, you bring them back down to earth. It's when somebody thinks they're like, nobody can beat them, and then this person's like, hold on. So it's practical time, and I'm seeing these, and I don't mean it sound mean, but goofballs. I had some goofballs that I was in class with that I was like, you're not going to make it. Like, to me, they would just waste my time. I'd get mad during class. Chef Damiano was always telling me that I need to be more patient, and being a chef was more than cooking. And so come practical time, I'm seeing these students get A's and B's on dishes that I'm like looking at them like, what is he doing? Why is he passing these students? Like, to me, I couldn't fathom it. So I'm making my dish, and I'm going to be honest, I cannot remember what the main protein or the carbohydrate was. All I can remember is the vegetable was asparagus. The reason I can remember the vegetable was asparagus because I had 5 pieces of asparagus on the plate. One of them was like a couple of seconds overcooked, like literally like a couple of seconds. Other than that, the dish was perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect dish. I take my dish to Chef Damiano. And I'm looking at him, and I see all the people waiting, and I was one of the last ones, as usual, handing him my dish, and he's looking at it. And he brings it up. He's like, oh, you overcooked one of your asparagus. So I'm like, yeah, I know, I'm sorry. I didn't think nothing of it because it was a perfect dish. He looks at me and he gives me a C. And I'm like, what? Like a barely passing grade. I'm like, you gotta understand, before me, I'd seen him give these other people with these dishes that, I'm sorry, I would never serve. And they're getting like B's and A's. And I'm like, and he could see my face is turning red. I will let you know, around that time, for some reason, too, people, for some reason, would complain that I was intimidated. How? I don't know. But Chef Damiano was not intimidated at all. Like, zero fear. So I was getting mad. I'm like, what do you mean I get a 70? I was like, there's no way. I was like, one asparagus. He's like, no. He's like, well, it's not correct. You messed up. So I'm like furious. I'm like just getting mad. I'm like, you gave all these other people's these A's and B's and me. I'm the best in this class and I'm getting a barely passing grade. I was like, there's no way. I was like, this makes zero sense. I was like, I was mad. So he would also at times, and other chefs did it too, they would allow me to act like that sometimes because I could back it up in the way I cooked. I'm not gonna lie. For as angry as I was, I could back up a lot of what I said. So Chef Damiano looks at me and still calm, and I'm just getting mad, and everybody starts staring at me because I'm starting to get loud with Chef Damiano. I'm like, no. I was like, this is not fair. There's no way in the world you're going to give these people that can't even cook, they're never going to be anything, and you're going to give me a 70? And he looks at me, he's like, you want to know what your problem is? And at this point, you know me. So I was like, no, please, Chef Damiano, please tell me what my problem is. Please tell me. And he looks at me, dead in my eyes. He's like, the problem with you, Raimundo, is you're good. He's like, and you know it. That's your problem. Is that you know that you're good. And since then you know that you're so good, then you should know to turn on a perfect plate and not turn on an imperfect plate since you're so good. So you're lucky I didn't fail you. Because you're so good and you know everything, right? And he's like, that's your problem. He's like, you know everything. He's like, when you know everything, you shouldn't even be a chef anymore. You know everything, you're not going to learn. He's like, that's your problem. He's like, you're good and you know it. And since you're so good and you know it, be lucky I didn't fail you. All I could do at that point, I am still old school at the end of the day, was look the man dead in his eye, say, yes, chef, take my plate and go back to the kitchen. And I guarantee all those students I was in class with, that I guarantee are not working anywhere in culinary at all. Nowhere. The rest of them, I doubt it, had the happiest moment of their lives. Because you understand, before that, I basically did what I wanted. I still got an A. It was just like that. And Chef Damiano, I guess, had it. And he decided to show me that I was nowhere as good as I thought I was. Because you gotta understand, Chef Damiano, he's a world master chef. And he ended up becoming my mentor. We became very, very close. But he also at times, and that's how you should, he's just like Chef Michael and anyone else that has taught me, are those people that aren't afraid to tell me, hey, you're wrong. And that's when you know when you have a good friend and good people that care about you, is because they don't care and they're going to tell you, you're stupid. And he's basically what he's telling me. My head was too big for my talent. Yeah, I was good, but I was nowhere near at their level. Nowhere near. Nowhere near his level, but I thought I was. And he said it. Since you think you're so great, then you turn it imperfect, or you don't turn it at all. And be happy I didn't fail you. And that was how Chef Damiano humbled your father. Well, guys, that's the end of tonight. Hopefully the people like this one better. It did go a little bit longer, but who knows? So till next time, guys, you guys have a good night.
Okay.
Good night, guys. Bye.